Hey, welcome to the old timey.
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming and listening to our podcast. I am Dunlap. This is my sidekick, Jackie Broles. Welcome back to another week. So much happening in the world today. There is so much news, and Jackie and I just love to give it our own unique spin, is how I'd describe this podcast. And then we're going to talk about other things, too, that happened, like in our lives, or maybe even, somebody else's lives. How you doing, Jackie? How was your week? This is the part where we ask about
I was about the same as it always is, just to and from work and stop do this every now and then. That's, not much else to say concerning that.
Well, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is pretty typical. We just check in with each other, see how we're doing, and then we go into sponsors, and then we go into the news. They say every show you put up, Jackie, you get a new listener. And I guess I'm just trying to get in that new listener's head and saying, what would that new listener want to know about the Red State Update podcast?
I don't know what the old listener wants to learn.
That's
about
a good
this
question, too.
Either,
what would
so
the
I
old
don't
listener?
Know. Old listener, and that's that's not old person listening. That's person listened to us since has been doing it. Is that right?
Do you think there's a difference between the old listener and the new listener?
The ones old ones new. That's a difference right there. One of them, whether it's in age or time devoted listening to us talk. I don't know. I still had to determine which one you referring to, because if they just old. Probably not. I don't see too many old people sitting around listening to this. I mean, they can do that for free during the day. Just come in here and they get, to eat something too. The old person ain't gonna get on a computer and,
Folks, we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, we have we have an email? You can Red State Update.
Churches, iTunes, YouTubes.
I want to hear
Facebooks.
from the oldest person listening. Who is the oldest person that listens to this regularly? And if you don't know how to do the computer,
is that old age?
Age.
Okay, old. I didn't know.
I don't care how old. Could somebody watch the first thing we did? Where somebody, who was that? What was the first video we did? Somebody got put in jail.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Trent Lott. Did he go to jail?
Somebody. Yeah. You had food on you.
That was 11 years ago.
Good God Almighty.
Okay, if you've listened to us for 11 years, then also you should tell us, explain yourself. And then also I want to know, who's the oldest person out there? Is anybody, because we need Jackie. I guess we should also plug Evening Folks, which we've started doing videos on YouTube.
I'll look for that.
As Evening Folks. That's
Evening Folks coming up. I like doing that. That's what I want to do from here on out.
So if somebody is old out there and has a birthday coming up, send us your picture. It's like damn jelly jar.
I'd love to do that. Just like the old man on jelly jar, old woman on jelly jar.
I just was curious about who was the oldest, and then I forgot that we actually talked about we need pictures of old people. If you are, I want to know who's our oldest listener, and then if you just know old people and want us to talk about them on the YouTube, send us their picture,
They
folks.
got to be old, though. First, let's make this clear. Now, jelly jar, you have to at least be in your 80s or something like that.
Yeah, you got to be old.
Nobody be 65 ain't old anymore. You got to be, I'm going to say 80s or above, because 70 don't even count.
If you were a hippie, that ain't, nope.
I don't want to hear from no damn baby boomers. Yeah, I don't want to hear
who are
from
50
them.
years old and chasing hippies with their cars. Those are the people I want to hear from.
Yeah, old. Yeah, so you got to be 80 or above for us to look at
I'll
your
even
picture.
look at you.
Huh?
If I get a picture of somebody who ain't 80 years old, that's going in the damn garbage.
Well, they going to mail it, or they just do it on the computer now? You don't mail anything anymore.
Yeah, it's all on the computer.
It's all on the computer. That's why a lot of people in the position they in. I'm starting to warm up to a computer. I'm telling you, I didn't like computers, didn't want to have nothing to do with them. I know this goes on and all that stuff, but Hillary Clinton and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, computers doing right by me as far as they're concerned. So I'm warming up to you little by little. You know, there's stuff on there. Some people are nice enough to say hello, how you doing? I like the evening folks. I listen to you. That's nice too.
Goat videos of goats. Again,
I'd like that.
Appreciate everybody sends those
Jump up and down goats, anything with a goat.
So what's your favorite thing on the computer then? A video of a goat or Debbie Wasserman Schultz having to resign?
Oh, don't ask me that right now.
Now, you've talked to Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Yeah,
She's a woman you've actually talked to.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Does that soften your view any?
No. She looked like a woman that don't know how to do computer right. Yeah. She was still wanting to go up there. That's what kills me. She said, I know I screwed up and I did wrong, but by God, I ain't quitting this job till this convention's over. My job from the very get-go of the DNC is to make damn sure Hillary Rodham Clinton gets a nomination, and I did all that work. I stepped on a lot of people's toes. I tried to out Bernie Sanders, atheists, all those dirty lies and tricks that I had to do to keep this job. By God, she's getting a nomination. I won't be up there with my big gavel. Well, Florida let her know a thing too about that. Yeah.
Where do you think she is right now?
Oh, who the hell cares?
I mean, is she still there in Philadelphia, do you think?
Probably in a hotel room. Won't let her come out. She in there kicking the walls and everything else.
Do you think they gave her like a big inflatable gavel, like a novelty gavel?
Well, they could have done that. I'd be funny to deliver that to her. I'd like to be the man. Here you go. I know you did your emails, all that, so here you go. Russia's supposed to be enemy, too. Russia always been enemy, United States, but every now and then, Russia does something, Lately, this is the best thing they've done in a long while, I'll say that right now. Ukraine, all that stuff, that's terrible. Syria, awful, all that. But getting emails at the computer, getting Debbie Wasserman Schultz emails out, I just, tip of the hat to you.
Do you think Russia is trying to throw the election to Trump? Do you think Trump has a connection to Russia?
Well,
like some people are alleging?
Some people said, what's his name that has connections to Ukraine or something?
Paul Manafort.
Manafort, that's right. Now, he's got something to do with that. And out of all this stuff going on, the first thing they come out and said, we got, Trump wanted to make sure everybody know. Like, nobody wasn't even thinking that until you put it, well, some people are thinking it, but he said, I ain't got no connection to Russia or whatever. But he loves Putin, always has. A lot of conservatives do, and I understand that, even though Donald Trump is not a conservative. Let me make that clear. He is a loudmouth Yankee, know-it-all liberal, so no matter how much he thinks he got you fooled, you should know better, and if you don't, I can't help you. But he might, he loves Putin. Putin seems to like him. Of course, what does Putin know about Trump? He watches, what does everybody know about Trump outside tweets? And what the TV show, what is you fired your show he was on. That may be his favorite show. You don't know. Anything he can do.
Would it really have hurt Bernie Sanders in the South for people to think that he was an atheist? I mean, do people not already assume that?
He's a socialist, isn't he? That's what the two and two go together. Communist socialists, they don't believe in the Lord. And that's wrong. So I knew that. I don't know why anybody won't bring it up even more. I guess, what do they think they could sway some Bernie people to come over to Hillary if they thought he didn't believe in God? I don't understand. None of those hippie children give a thing about church. They don't give a darn. They don't give two flips about it. They like Bernie Sanders. They want the free college and all the free stuff. God don't come into it.
Yeah, they want their free college so they can go there and learn to not like Jesus.
Yeah, learn. And like a lot of people believe this bull crap. That's what they say in college, most of them anyway.
But Bernie came out. He endorsed I mean, whatever you do at the convention, he'd already endorsed her, right?
So he ain't got no choice. Yeah, he can't say, I didn't know anything about these emails. Yeah, he did. He knew what the hell they were doing. He was saying what they was doing all along. And people said, you crazy old man, which, I did too, but for different reasons, not because of that. And sure enough, he was right. So what you going to do now? I'm going to run for president, third party or whatever, which, do that. And you got Trump. I don't know. He hate Donald Trump a lot. He don't like Donald Trump. I guess that's why he got to kiss up. Maybe he going to get a little of this, a little of that, get a taste of something from a Clinton presidency, whatever they can throw him a bone or something like that. Plus, he's up there in age. You got to make your choices quick because, he ain't going to be around much longer. Is he old enough to go on a jelly jar?
No, not yet.
Soon, though, right?
I think he's 78. Is that right? I don't know.
That's a few more years, yeah.
They said he wanted a private plane. They left that email in a restaurant, and somebody found another email where he was asking for a private plane. They had a plan where he'd get a private plane and he'd fly all around and talk up Hillary Clinton, I guess. I don't know if he's still getting that plane.
He ain't getting it now. But if I was him, I'd want more than that. If you want me to go around saying and kissing Hillary's behind, because only so many times you can do that for you can even call yourself a man anymore, or a human being, give me something nice. If I'm going to be depressed and miserable, I might as well be on a luxury jet or a bus or something with big TV, because most of your day you're going to be in a living hell. So the relaxing time from getting one place to the other should, enjoy yourself. I remember years ago, somebody gave me a tour of a bus, Gatlin Brothers. I didn't know what they had on those. They pulled in here for barbecue. Said, Jack, come out here and take a look. They weren't on there, but the fella that drove them was there. So you ought to see their tour bus. It was TVs. They had a mini bar in there. They had everything. Nice carpet. Gatlin Brothers had a nice bus. So if I was Bernie, I'd want something at least like that or an airplane. Don't blame him a bit.
He, I guess all he can do now is just like beg for scraps because it's over. We're recording this on Tuesday night.
Yeah, they shit. Yeah.
8 p.m. Tennessee time. It looks like, and damn old Hillary Clinton is the nominee. Last night at the convention, Michelle Obama gave a speech. The Bernie Sanders people booed early. There was a lot of booing early. The booing tapered off. Apparently tonight, they walked out during, I think, Elizabeth Banks'
Why would you walk out?
speech.
You need to stay in there and boo. No one's going to hear you booing outside. Stay in there and boo all damn night long. That's what every Bernie supporter should do. It's what I expect of them. And the more he kisses her butt, the more every one of you should boo as loud as you can. I don't want. Who's talking tonight? Clinton's tonight, right?
I think
Bill,
so. Yeah,
Bill Clinton. Boo all through everything he got to say. Go outside. I'm going outside. They don't want you in there. That's what they want you to do. Go outside. Please, will the Bernie people go outside so we can get down to business or whatever? Don't let them do a damn thing. If Bernie Sanders roll over, don't mean you have to roll over. Have some self-respect, have some dignity, get your butt in that convention hall and boo Bill Clinton all damn night. Excuse my French.
Well, after the Republican convention last week, Trump is really ahead in the polls. Yeah. They say that it's a dead heat at least if Trump is not ahead right now. And Hillary chose Tim Kaine, so I don't know if she's going to get much of a bump out of that.
When nobody, who the hell is it? That's what everybody did. Who is that?
Who cares?
Yeah, nobody.
Boring.
Him, yeah.
It'd been better somebody make everybody mad like Elizabeth Warren. Everybody could say, oh, great, here we have to listen. And Trump be like, oh, Pocahontas and all this stuff. Tim Kaine, they're trying to, Tim Kaine, he took a bunch of gifts. He took a bunch of gifts?
That's all he got on him is he took a bunch of gifts. If that's all the dirt you got on him, then that's you boring as hell. If the only dirt they got on you is you took some gifts.
I think we're at a point now where you need to be more controversial because people don't like to not have a reaction. Yeah. What you have to do is come out and have obvious flaws so that the people on this side can attack you for the obvious flaws, and the people on the other side, on your side, can just double down on your flaws.
Yeah.
I think she made a mistake because she went with the non-controversial old white guy.
Yeah.
Nobody that's going to hurt her.
It is.
She should have come out with like a drug addict, he killed some, like run over somebody, like drunk driving, like mowed down some kids. Like maybe like 8 marriages, and like some of the kids had disappeared, and they weren't too worried about finding them, and just like keeps exotic pets like alligators that have been sued for killing small dogs.
Wow.
And just has the house that puts up like the loudest Halloween decorations and plays Nightmare Before Christmas sound. Just annoys everybody.
Yeah.
So that that should be her VP pick, so that the Republicans can go, look at this. He's killed alligators, killed dogs. They don't love their kids or possibly killed them themselves. Drunk driving, vehicular manslaughter. And then the Democrats that is what makes you back a candidate when other people attack it.
Yeah.
When the other 50% of the country attacks your candidate, that's what breeds loyalty these days.
Yeah.
You don't have it. I think it started with Sarah Palin. Like when she came out, we're like, oh, wow, she's going to cross over. Nope, that didn't happen. It happened when she went crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when the Republicans really doubled down. Now, she didn't get any traction on the other side, but you don't get any traction on the other side. There's no crossover anymore. It's two sides. You just pick your guy, say they're on the Democrat side or they're on the Republican side, and y'all go to town.
Sarah Palin, I want to make this clear right now, would have done a lot better if she weren't running with McCain. First off, I want to say that right now. She done a lot better for herself. She didn't have no choice. Unfortunately, that's how she stepped into the arena. McCain put her there. If it was somebody else, she'd done a lot better for herself.
I'll tell you this. She would have done a lot better if she went into it with the crazy family that has brawls on the front yard, drunk as hell.
Yeah.
They would have won.
Yep.
But she started out as like, oh, here's a spunky little woman running for vice president. We're, making history, female vice president. I mean, I guess there was Geraldine Ferraro, so they would have made history if they'd won.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If she'd come into it with all of her obvious flaws, they would have won. It'd be President McCain who died in office.
Yeah.
But instead, and it would be President Sarah Palin right now.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't have took. I know he's alive right now, but
if he'd have won, no,
he couldn't have took the strain.
Been able,
just the daily, nightly phone calls from whoever's handling the Palins would have been like, "What are they doing?"
Be enough, yeah.
In the front yard, Hart couldn't have took it.
Hillary, I tell you who she should have picked is that Weiner fella. She'd have picked Weiner. That's it.
Should have.
That would have been. I'm glad she didn't. Don't get me wrong.
John Edwards. She should have picked John Edwards.
Watch your mouth. That would have been the best pick. Yeah, Weiner or Edwards. Edwards would have been the best. Him and that, or better yet, that woman that had John Edwards' baby.
Yes.
Just pick her.
She should have been, I forget her name, but I think she wore a lot of hats. We should have gone with her.
Yep.
She would. Monica Lewinsky as vice president.
There you go.
Hillary and Monica teaming up. There's that Republicans would have gone crazy.
Yeah.
Russia wouldn't even know who to hack.
Yep. There's a lot of people disappointed in Trump. He picked Pence.
He did the same thing.
They messed up. You would have had it. Now, I know he's ahead, but he's not by much.
Now, Pence at least had, made businesses leave his state. So he has done some things. And at least there was, and at least Trump, whoever chose Pence, thought they were throwing some red meat to Christian conservatives. So they had some thought. I don't know who Hillary's trying not to offend people. That is going to cause President Trump people. I'm telling you, when she chose Tim Kaine, she went down the wrong road. Now we're going to see two white-haired white guys stand on stage, boring. Folks, we are past that. We do not need to see two boring white-haired white guys. Nope. They can be white guys, but they have to be crazy.
Yeah.
We are past this stage in American politics.
Yep.
We have a brick on the gas pedal, and we are naked on the hood of the car, waving our dicks as it hurtles towards the creek.
Watch your mouth.
River? Maybe the river.
Watch your mouth.
Maybe a fire, like a forest fire. A volcano. Whatever. Look, nobody's going to watch that vice presidential debate. But people are going to watch the Trump-Hillary debate because Trump is crazy as hell.
Yeah.
And they'll watch Hillary because she has a laundry list of real and imagined crimes.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't matter at this point whether they're real or imagined. I guess you could just start accusing. I guess if the Republicans started accusing Tim Kaine of more and more outlandish crimes, that would make Tim Kaine more popular with the Democrats.
They ain't gonna do it, though. He took gifts. Like Trump started tweeting that already. Ain't everybody gonna listen to that. Nobody likes that kind of tweets or whatever it is. Nobody. Oh, really? He took gifts. That's all you got? It's over with. It's over with.
They should, what the Democrats should do if they want to make Tim Kaine popular is spread some rumors on him, like he shot a lion in Africa on safari.
Yeah. Or better yet, just right now, from here on out, he starts cussing or kicking things or something like that, like immediately. There's probably a few months left where he might get a little traction, but he needs to do something. He needs to offend some minority group or something. He's got to do something. He can't just take gifts.
I'm going to say if Bernie had been accused, if he had come out as an atheist at this point, he would have won. He would have won. I don't know how anything works anymore. But I think Bernie Sanders could have gone around the South saying, I'm an atheist. I hate God. I hate him. I don't believe in him. I hate him. I'm Jewish also, and I'm a socialist. And not a whatever kind of socialist I try to explain it away as. A socialist like Russia socialist.
Yeah.
And just marched through the South saying that. Gone into meat and threes. Said, I will take a meatloaf, turnip greens, macaroni and cheese, candied fried apples. Candied apples.
Ah.
I was about to say. Like I don't even know what I'm talking about. Fried apples. And I hate Jesus. Money should be free for everybody. I'm also gay. And you should sit down and eat that meatloaf and everybody would have stood up and applauded.
Yeah.
I don't know. The world is topsy-turvy nowadays.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that would have caused him to get the Republican nomination.
I tell you, from now on, you right about that, you're going to have to do something god-awful in order to be considered for president. Otherwise, just, don't even think about it.
Speaking of god-awful, is Roger Ailes going to run Trump's campaign?
Well, Trump was saying that, wasn't he? He said, he said that all them women that Ailes may or may not have done stuff to, he said, well, all I know is Ailes, sure did help those women's careers. And then he said he may be running my campaign. But it's out of Trump's mouth, so, you give that how much credence you want.
That's true. He said the same thing about Mike Tyson, too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Either Mike Tyson or Roger. One day it's Mike Tyson running his campaign. The next day is Roger Ailes. I don't know.
So we don't know about that. We also don't know, is Debbie Wasserman Schultz really going to run Hillary Clinton's campaign? What was that? People were mad about that. Like, they fire her and then they give her a job. But the job was like honorary head of a 50-state program. That doesn't sound like... It sounds made up.
I'm going to say they're going to give her the job to run the campaign. She's been running the campaign. She just didn't have the title yet. That's what she's been doing from the get-go. Now we're just going to come out and say, well, that's what she's been doing. Like anybody didn't know.
Maybe what they're going to do is I'd like maybe Roger Ailes and Debbie Wasserman Schultz running imaginary campaigns. Like they just put them in a room where they can't do any more damage. They just lock them up, not together, but they just lock them up in that room and they say, okay, come up with some good strategies and we'll be back at 5. And just keeps them out of everybody's hair.
Them two, I would like to say right now, make the worst crossfire ever. If they brought
Don't do that. Don't nobody do that.
That'd be the worst. Her and him, I just,
Roger Ailes looks like I want a corrupt Republican CEO. Can you make that for me? And you're saying it to the people who made the spitting image puppets. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz just I don't know. I mean, one time we talked to her and she sat and let you talk to her.
Yeah.
The other time we tried to talk to her and she run away.
I did that once already. Basically, her attitude. She was polite. I gave, she was polite. She said, excuse me, I'm busy. She didn't just, get the hell away. Some people act like that. But
she was
polite. I'll give her that.
She was polite. She did stand there. We stood there one time and watched Breitbart people interview her with a handheld recorder for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. They weren't going to let up on that.
No, they just kept coming.
Yeah.
They just kept coming. And then she had to look at you.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I guess we're done. Thank God. And then here comes Jackie. Like, me shoots. That's what she gets.
Yeah. You take that chore job, that's what you're going to get.
Because I can't imagine the Clinton campaign has to know that she's hated. Nobody likes her. Right? Nobody likes her.
Nobody likes her. I ain't met anybody. People who are even voting for her don't like her. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton.
No, I meant Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Well, nobody likes her either, yeah.
But I mean, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is less popular than Hillary Clinton.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, among people who know who the hell she is, not popular.
Probably would have made a good running mate.
Should have picked her.
Should have picked her. Announced her instead of Kane.
I'm going to say that if you know who Debbie Wasserman Schultz is, it's because you don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't think people who know who she is, aside from like her family, people who know who she is don't like. It's not like people know her like, oh, right. Yeah. Her. It's like, oh, her.
The two most miserable human beings in the United States right now is Schultz and Priebus. So all you children out there won't get in politics, want to do this. I won't serve this country. They need to put a picture up of her and a picture up of him and said, this is what your life's going to be right here.
Listen.
Go learn plumbing. Go work in the zoo, anything. Don't go into politics. You're going to wind up being this or that. You don't want to be either one of those.
That may be the worst crossfire. Priebus.
Oh, good God. Yeah.
Priebus. Yeah. And then the only two people who kind of know what the other one's going through, they pretty much just gleefully attacked each other. They're like, yeah, I know what's happening. I guess that's part of the perks of the job. Like, you really understand what your enemy's going through, so it feels better when you really just stick it to them.
Yeah. I can't think of any other. That'd be it. Ain't no other perk to that damn job.
How about Reince Priebus with Debbie Wasserman Schultz's hair?
What?
That image just popped in my head.
No, I know. I don't want to ever see that. No.
Or her with his.
No. Neither one.
What's he doing with his hair? I want to bring this up. This is for a very specific group of people who've watched enough Reince Priebus on damn TV to know that he's doing something weird with his hair. Seen him from enough angles. Seen Reince Priebus from all the angles.
Yeah.
If you've seen Reince Priebus from all the different angles you can see him from, there's something. He's growing his hair out in front. Is this a weird thing that all the Republicans have to do now because it's like, hey, everybody do something weird with your hair.
Yeah. That's a memo went down, yeah.
Like he's bald, completely bald. I don't mean to kick a man when he's down. Fuck. He got out of that damn week. And then immediately Bernie Bros started booing black people on TV. Reince Priebus is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He made it out. It was a crazy convention. Everybody talked about it. Very scary, very scary. Dark speeches. And then, but they made it out. And now Trump is ahead in the polls. Reince Priebus is like, I did it.
Priebus got to stand up there with the gavel. He got the gavel. He got the
Debbie
gavel.
Wasserman Schultz ain't got no gavel.
Nope. Loser.
Reince Priebus is the winner.
Yeah.
But his hair is a loser because it's bald, big bald, and then he's growing out the front of it. Is that transplants? I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what pay attention to his
it's
hair.
It's a weird, thick shelf layer of hair at the very front, and then I think he's trying to cover. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like anything about his face, but that's what I'm saying. I guess that distracts from his hair because I don't remember what his hair looks like. I'm sure you showed me a picture, pointed out to me, and oh, good Lord. I don't doubt what you're saying, but I can't.
His body, if you could see him naked, here's what I imagine.
No, well, you stopped.
One of those little dogs. Okay, imagine one of them little, like, dogs with all the folds of skin.
Shut
your
mouth.
Just a lot of skin, but like it's a puppy, so it's got the big belly.
Just shut
but
your
it's
mouth.
and it's gone through some kind of surgery, so it's shaved.
Just shut
But like
up.
little doggy face, folds of skin, fleshy, big poochy belly.
All right,
shaved, weird hair on top.
I don't want to talk about Rent's previous belly, shaved or not. I don't want to talk about
like
it.
You could pick it up and the weight would kind of shift like a weird
just shut your mouth. I don't want to hear any
kind
of
of
that.
thing, like a bean bag with a big, thick, like ball bearing in it. And like, hold me. Will you touch my belly?
Just shut up.
Okay, Rents, whatever your name is. And you just kind of rub his belly with your
Just shut your mouth. I don't want to hear about rubbing Rent's previous belly.
with your one finger.
Just
that
enough.
feels good. I get a good convention.
All right, enough.
My name's Rents Priebus. Get him a little pillow to sleep on next to your head. Woof, woof. Now go sleep, Rents. Off. Is that the news?
We didn't even do the news yet. I guess it did.
That was the news. Were we not doing the news?
I thought you were supposed to do the sponsors at the top. And then
you went into the news.
Well, it's what's happened. You asked me how my week was or something. I don't know what got me started.
There's no more news.
All right,
fine.
No,
it's how's your week? Then we go into something unrelated, possibly seasonal. Then the sponsors. Then the news.
Well,
So now we've done the news. There's two things we haven't talked about. Bloomberg endorses Clinton, which is not worth talking about. And then we can talk about the ghostwriter of Art of the Deal.
Oh, that's that guy says Trump's crazy. Like we need him to tell us.
Yeah.
Like I wrote a book with him. I know he's crazy. I've just seen him on TV. I know he's crazy. I didn't have to get near him or work with him or anything.
They get paid $500,000. I have some notes on, we could do this, on Bernie Sanders and Jesus.
What? Bernie Sanders and Jesus?
Well, I was just thinking about it, so I got recorded it in my phone, and then I typed it up.
Well, what is it?
Just some notes. Should we do this? I don't know. This looks like a lot, folks. You can't see. It's like half a damn page.
About Jesus?
Well, it's like Bernie Sanders. Yeah, it's not worth it.
What?
You know, sometimes when you're driving and you're high as hell and you're a little drunk and you're going down the road, you're like, you know what? For my podcast, I got some really funny stuff about Bernie Sanders.
And Jesus. I don't want to hear it. If it's bad about Jesus, I don't want to hear it.
Maybe I'll work it up and we'll do it on Evening Folks.
No, you ain't going to do nothing bad about Jesus on Evening Folks. That's something different. You do it right. We're going to behave on Evening Folks. I put up with the mouth on this. I ain't going to put up with that. I'm doing my sponsor now. I'm not going to talk about bad Jesus or Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders talk bad about it. I don't give a damn about that. But here I go. I got a good sponsor this week, and I tell you what. I'm just flattered to death, and let me just get into it here. My sponsor is Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. Now, this place is something else. If you go there and got a beard, a lot of people there have a beard. Just about everybody got some sort of beard or something, dressed like little old men, but they ain't old. They just dress like old men. But that's, so be it. That's nice, and as an old man, I take it as a tribute. I do. They told me that's what it was. So, bless your hearts.
Wait a minute.
What?
For the past 2 weeks, all you've done is run Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes down.
Well,
and Crud, the owner, you said if you ever seen him come in the store again.
Let me explain myself. You have every right to bring that up.
This is Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. It's in the hipster part of town.
Yep.
In Northeast Murfreesboro.
Yes, Crud runs a place. He come in the store 2-3 times dressed as FBI agent, and I still do not like that.
He's a master of disguise, folks. He was Don Podge's intern, but he decided he didn't want to go into taxes.
Now, he and I had a long talk. We headed over there and had just about what I thought was just about enough with all this stuff. Taking my smells from my store.
He made a lot of smells. Hipsters like to dress up like Jackie Bro, so he's had a lot of smells that he's got. The actual smells were too rough. So he'd have to go in his laboratory and make up some good. But he had clean bathroom scent.
Oh yeah, that's
just regular beard scent. Hot truck cab, that was one. Let's see, Band-Aids, ointment, and medicine breath. Old lunch pail. Cheap aftershave and off-brand certs and oily sock rag. Those are some of the scents.
Well, he got some new ones, too.
Wow, you love him.
Now,
you love Crud.
Now, listen.
You love Crud.
I talked to Crud. I went over to have water, too, with him, because I still don't condone, never will, anybody impersonating a government official.
You don't like people dressing up?
Not at all. Halloween, that's fine or whatever, but don't... when you're trying to fool or trick people or something, Halloween's only not... that's legal. Rest of the time, don't do it. You shouldn't do it. Now, I had a long talk with Crud, and and he listened to me. He knows I'm his elder, and I had good advice to give him. And he sat there and listened, and he said, "Jackie Bros, I would have never done that. Bless his heart. This is just the way it could be." He said, "Never would have dressed up if I'd have known. I like you so much, I was just embarrassed. I didn't know how to get in there to meet you and talk to you about your beard. I didn't know what to do. I was all just a bunch of nerves, fumbling, didn't know what to do." And I said, well, to myself, it's what Crud said to himself, like, who is someone who is strong and sturdy and can get in there and talk to someone that's, FBI, something like that. So he put on the FBI uniform, come in there, and like I said, don't approve that, but he was nervous. He didn't know how to go about it. He wasn't comfortable with himself enough to come in and just shake my hand, look me in the eye, which, after doing that with Crud, I think he's an enterprising, nice young man. I'm going to say it right now. We had a talk. I don't think he's going to be dressing up like that anymore. I told him the dangers of that, and I told him, it's not good to do that. And he said, yes, sir, you're right. And I apologize. And he said he was sorry. Like I said, looked me in the eye, shook my hand, and he took some pictures of my beard. All little men. There's like a row of them in a barber chairs. They all want a picture with Jackie Bros here. Can you believe that? Every one of them. I just stood behind every one of them, act like I was cutting a beard. I had the scissors. They just went down the row and they said, thank you. And then, of course, they want me to say that when I get, can you give me an autograph, things like that?
What?
They were buying the different scents, and some of those have, pictures, or, some picture looks like me. If it ain't necessarily me, it's got the overalls, a flannel shirt and beard.
Right, they spelled Jackie with 2 K's.
2 K's, yeah. But I mean, it's what you call a tribute, is what Crud said. And bless his heart, that makes an old man's heart just swell. Bless his heart. And all these young men, they should, in my opinion, probably dress like young men, act like young men. You don't want to start dressing like you're 75 years old. When you're in your teens and 20s, you can grow a beard, that's fine, but just know you won't be dressing like that later on. You should dress what old people don't look good in, which is jeans and T-shirt. Do that now when you're young.
So what do old people not look good in? Like
shorts and T-shirts and jeans. An old person just don't. I mean, real old person, unless he's at the YMCA or something like that, that's fine. But just walking around shopping in a store, somebody 75, 80 years old with some shorts on and
what do you not like about that?
Have some respect. Cover yourself. It's not that your body looks bad. It don't mean it that way. Just look like your age.
What are they supposed to wear?
Well, at least a button-down shirt and some pants. Or even jeans is a little.
So jeans are pushing it if you're over 65.
Well, it depends on how tight they are and things like
true.
that. Don't try to go around showing off at that age. Because to me that's just look at me. I'm still young. No, you ain't. You're old. Dress like you're old. And these young people, they should dress like they're young. But so be it. Bless their little hearts. All of them just nice. They all come up wanting to shake old Jackie Bros' hand. And I said, I understand now. I said, we had a misunderstanding. And that next time you come in, Crud, you just come in as your little old man looking self and just come on in there. And, I didn't approve all them tattoos and stuff. I don't like tattoos, but so be it. To each his own, I say. I wouldn't have any on me. But Crud, come on in anytime. You're welcome, and I'm happy to have you as sponsor now that I understand things. And let me get to Spiffy Uncle Marlin's haircuts and handshakes. They got 3 new beard smells, flavors, whatever you want to call it. Come in a little bottle, and these are. He said in the future he might come in and let me help come up with some smells, and he doesn't have to do that, Crud. You don't have to do that. You're an enterprising young man. You were inspired by Jackie Broles. I don't understand how, but so be it. Bless your heart. And you've gone out there and you made a business for yourself, and you're a right, upstanding young man. As long as you don't dress up like an FBI or any other government official, you got a good thing going. Keep it up. So you don't need me coming in there, but I'm happy to help if you want. But these three new beard smells, beard ointment, whatever you want to call it, the one I got is something else. I tell you what, it smells just like you was there. It's called Vinegar Kitchen. And it smells like, I've been back here, there's so much vinegar I got to do with barbecue, to get the meat just right the way I like to do it. I got a lot of vinegar involved. And Vinegar Kitchen smells good. If you want your beer smelling like Vinegar Kitchen, that's what you want to get. Another new one is Grapefruit Drano Snuff. I didn't smell that one, but he got a good thing going. Like I said, a lot of people, all those young men lining up to get a little smell on the beard from old Crud. And in number 3 is Hot and Spicy. And I'm wearing a little bit of that right now if you want to smell my beard.
No, I don't.
No, I put a little Hot and Spicy in there. Come on, smell it. It's a little hot and spicy. I may not dress like an old man, but you can smell it. I smell dress like a young man, I say. You smell it? Get right in your nose.
I'm going to say it smells better.
Hot and spicy. If you want your beard to smell better, that's right. It's old Crud. Hot and spicy on the beard. Now, Spiffy.
I'm going to say it smells better.
Uncle Marlin's haircuts and handshakes. All you young men that go down there and get your beard like old Jackie Broles want to smell just like Jackie Broles. Bless your hearts. You make an old man feel good about himself. Don't try to get old too quick, though. Wear some flip-flops and sneakers or something and go play ball or something. You don't be just sitting around doing beard all day. But to each his own. Again, I'm flattered. I just want what's best for all you young gentlemen. You make an old man proud. There's Spiffy, Uncle Marlin's haircuts and handshakes. Crud, thank you so much. You touched the old man's heart. The best of luck to you, sir.
Well, Jackie, I wish I could find some way to run you down. I wish I could find some way to make fun of those poor deluded fools who sitting in barber chairs and wanted to look like you and smell like you, shook your hand as if that was something special.
Well, it was to us anyway, me and them. I don't need any snide comment from you to make it any worse or better. Just
I wish I could come up with some insulting, demeaning jibe to throw at you, but I just put my nose in your beard and it smelled like them, what do you call them, cheese-flavored crackers, the square ones, hot and spicy ones of them.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's what that smell. I couldn't put my finger on.
There's definitely a cheese.
It's a cheese
and
thing.
It's not in there. Maybe it should be called hot and cheesy.
It smells like, and it's not one thing at Taco Bell. It's like a several different things from Taco Bell in a bag. If you just got tacos, it don't smell like that. Like if you got a taco, a chimichanga, one of those Dorito, what is it? The Dorito shell tacos. You get all of those in a bag when you go in up there, and you get that bag in your car. It smells like that.
I call that a sweet jumble.
Yeah.
Now, what'd you get at Taco Bell? A sweet jumble.
All that stuff's
and
good.
And it is what that smells like. So it's hot and cheesy.
But cheesy, that's the thing I was missed. Yeah, I didn't have to put my finger on. What is that? It's the cheese, yeah.
But I can't, Jackie, I can't come up with a reason to get mad at you because I have to admit sometimes you're a big man to admit that you were wrong about Crud and Spiffy Uncle Marlin's haircuts and handshakes, and I'm a bigger man.
Well, I wasn't wrong. He was wrong.
I'm a better man than you are even because I was wronger. I was more wrong, and that makes me a better person.
Man, I know
it's not
wrong.
A contest, but I was definitely wrong, and I'm definitely better.
I wasn't wrong. He was wrong for dressing up like FBI. If that's the only way you knew somebody was they were dressed up like an FBI coming into your business, then you wouldn't have the best opinion of me.
Don't try to downplay it, Jackie. Everybody heard you say that you were wrong as hell.
I forgive him. He explained to me I wasn't wrong. He apologized to me.
And it takes a big man to apologize for being that wrong. And you're a big man, and you were awful wrong.
Apologized.
That means the world to crud. That he's been going around telling everybody how wrong you were and how wrong you was about everything.
No, he is not.
And all them kids who have them Jackie Broles beards and beard scents are like, I smell like somebody who was wrong.
What?
Then now they're got your picture. It says wrong on the front. And he's selling them T-shirts so you can get those.
Don't. No.
To go under your wrongeralls is what he calls them.
They better not. They would not.
He was so proud to meet you and sign them autographs. And now what he did was he took a photocopy of your autograph and put it on a big piece of paper. It said, I was wrong.
What?
And it looks like you signed it, Jackie Broles.
No, he didn't.
Because you were so wrong and he loves you so much.
I wasn't wrong. He said he was wrong. He said, I apologize. I was nervous. I wanted to meet you. I didn't know how to go about it. He's crying. I learned that. I learned he was shy, but he apologized to me. I didn't do anything wrong.
And I also was wrong, Jackie. Maybe not as wrong as you were now that I think about it. Maybe you were much more wrong than I was. But I was wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong when it comes to the frequent barker. Jackie, let me tell you the story of my turnaround on this. I went home after we did our last podcast, and I was like, how can I steal all their stuff and find a citizen from one of the third world countries who is so deprived of anything entertaining they would think this stuff is still cool, and yet also has enough money to make it worthwhile breaking into some old people's garage.
Hey!
So I started doing some research, and I found out that The Frequent Barker is really a fascinating story. It's got compelling characters. It's very American.
It's got one character. It's just him. Ain't no other
everything,
character.
The design. I mean, if you follow, it's really the story of post-Civil War America. If you follow it without, maybe they don't really talk about race or women's rights.
It's a man in a dog suit.
Yeah, but everything else that you can cover with a man in a dog suit. I also found out, I thought I was getting somewhere, because I thought for a while I started going down this rabbit hole on Wikipedia, and then there were some links to some other research where I was like, wait a minute. What happened was they drew him like he was one. You remember when I was just talking about Reince Priebus and them dogs with all the skin?
All right,
they drew him like one of them, like a really baggy skinned dog. And then later artists just started drawing him. They didn't know how to draw him correctly. They went off model a little bit. They thought it was a man in a dog suit because that skin was the way they do that hanging skin. Well, that's canon now, but at first. But then I went back even further, and if you go back to some of the 1890s drawings of him and the political cartoons, he definitely was a man in a dog suit. And back then, it had something to do with the governor of New York State. Very political early on. He was not Nazi.
He looked like FDR.
Yet later on he did, sure. But in the beginning he looked sort of like he had a very long Van Dyke.
What?
He had a very long Van Dyke.
Very long Van Dyke.
And if you go back to some of the Pirelli drawings, like some of those, you can tell that he's really addressing the immigrant situation, and it just depends on who some of the Pirellis, because Pirelli hated the Irish.
Are you sure?
But later O'Malley took over, and he hated the Italians.
This is the frequent barker you talking about.
Oh, Jackie, there are volumes written on the frequent barker.
I remember when I was a little boy, he was on the kitchen utensil or something in a can, some canned fruit or vegetable, something. But he was on there, and he dressed up like he wasn't dressed up like FDR. He had a dog suit on, but in the face he had like a monocle and a cigarette holder. And he was always doing it, barking, to let you know, look over here, look at the deal on this or whatever. He was on the can, he was on the displays and stuff like that, newspaper. I don't know, are you sure it's the same one? Is that old? It go back that far? Because I never heard of that.
Well, sure, to the untrained eye.
What?
So, anyway, long story short, after all that research, and I became a converted fan of the frequent barker. I was still going over there to steal all that stuff. And so I'm breaking in, and one of the old guy who sleeps in the garage, M.N. Hutto, He was in there. I woke him up. He got up. He had to pee. I had to help him outside to a bush. They are old. They are jelly jar old.
They are old. We should start the jelly jar with all them fraternity of frequent barker. But there ain't but 2 left alive.
So then Arla Clippers comes out, and she's yelling at us for waking her up. And then Wellington Clippers comes out. So me and Wellington Clippers and M.N. Hutto sit out there, and we just talked frequent barker all night long. I paid the dues, and it's only $15. If you were curious, it's not a lot. And they really kind of made that total up because nobody's ever paid the dues before. And I said, are there no other? Jackie thinks there's other members. Are there no other members? I just want to get this straight. Are you two the only members of the fraternity of the frequent barker? And they said, And so I'm going to take that as a yes. So we set up all night, and we came up. I drew up some business plans, and I drew up the future of the frequent barker. And the first thing we're going to do, it's a 2-step plan. I'm going to start working on the animated cartoon. We're going to get Inky in here. Inky's my old friend. Works at the Daily News Journal. He's going to draw up some designs. We're going to get some flash animation going. We're going to get Tom Kenny to do the voice. It's going to be pretty spectacular when you see the new adventures of the new frequent barker.
The new frequent barker?
Well, it's his son.
His son?
Well, I'm going to start it out. Yep, it's his son. I'm going to start it out that he, the original frequent barker, has gone to live on the moon.
What are you talking all this? You said this was nobody liked it. It was a bunch of bull. There's old stuff that nobody cared anything about. You don't have anything to do with it. You get mad at me just talking about it, let alone going over and looking at all the stuff. What the hell? That don't make any sense. You like it now. Now all of a sudden you like it.
Jackie, the frequent barker is an American icon, and it is my privilege to work with M.N. Hutto at Wellington Clippers and the $2 million they have in their savings accounts.
$2 million?
That they're going to sign over to me and give me full access to so that I can produce the new adventures of the frequent barker. We're going to introduce the frequent barker to the kids, Jackie. You know how kids
ain't nobody going to give you $2 million to anything about the frequent
Well,
barker.
all I got to do, M.N. Hut, I thought they were poor as fuck.
Well, one of them living in the garage.
He lived in because he puts all his money in the damn fund for the frequent barker. They were just looking for somebody with vision, and that night I convinced them both that I had vision. Because their vision is terrible. I mean, literally, they're bumping into things.
Looking for new members. I didn't know anything about $2 million cartoons and things. I didn't say anything about that. They just said we're looking for new members because one of them died.
I was like, y'all are crazy. Yeah, they're down to 2.
Yeah.
I said, y'all are crazy. Y'all ain't got no money. And they showed me. And then the next day we went down to the bank. I'm like, you're wearing a shirt and it's old and that collar is frayed and you have gravy on it.
Well, they're dressing like old people. That's what they're supposed to dress like. So that's the end of that.
Well, M.N. said, should I put on some shorts?
What?
And I said, no. So I guess once again we find ourselves in agreement. Jackie Broyles.
Agreement?
So soon I will be rich with all this frequent barker money.
You better do what you say you're going to do with that
money. Public domain.
Public domain.
It's old. It's in the public domain. So I was like, who's got the rights to this? And they said, I think we do.
Why they
y'all
do?
Are crazy. Y'all are crazy and have $2 million. That's why the kids are mad at them. Wellington wrote the kids out of the wheel.
That makes sense, yeah.
And he put it all in the frequent barker thing.
I would hate the frequent barker if my daddy give frequent barker all the money and didn't give me nothing.
See, here's the thing. Arla is convinced he's going to die first. So as soon as he dies, she's just going to put the kids back in the wheel. But we'll see about that, Arla. I'll be dancing on your grave with a damn frequent barker cartoon that I produced for like $5,000.
You don't need to do any of that stuff with them. It's already a mess over there. They just want someone to come over there and look at old stuff with them.
That was before I convinced them that the future is a $5,000 Flash cartoon that I get to keep the rest of the $2 million, and they can watch it and be happy and convince themselves that children are going to enjoy it, which they're not.
It's already a situation with that family that's a mess. You don't need to go in there and make it worse. Stay out of that.
You sound like Pirelli, a naysayer.
Oh, hell.
Mocking the Irish for following their dreams to the new land. Well, I'm the Irish in this situation.
Right, enough.
And you're Pirelli, who was soon replaced by O'Malley, who was soon replaced by just a succession of
I'm going to ride over and talk to them.
Workhorses who didn't really put a creative imprint on it. But then in the 50s, Max Stab.
What?
Max Stab took over, and that's when things took on that the frequent Barker. They ran a comic strip, and he kind of lived in the suburbs, like 50s Mickey Mouse.
I'm going over and talking to them. You don't need to take those people's money for something that they love. Don't go over and confuse him.
In the 80s, extreme frequent Barker. Early 90s frequent Barker, pouches. By that point, he wasn't really advertising anything because nobody cared, so people just do whatever they want.
So let me get this right.
I think there was a Comico book. What?
You went over there to steal some old stuff, and you ended up stealing $2 million.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm going to push off that. I ain't going to let you do it. Those men have it hard enough. They ain't got nothing to do but sit around and talk about that all day.
Yeah, so let me make their...
You do is take the damn money.
Yes.
That ain't doing them no good.
But Inky's going to draw them some pictures. Right. They'll believe what they want to believe. All I have to do to make this official is find... You know how hard it is to find a notary in Murfreesboro? There are no notaries.
What?
I cannot find a notary. As soon as I find a notary, this is a done deal, but I got to find a notary.
There's notaries around
here. I cannot
somewhere.
find anybody. No, none of them will return my calls.
Well, maybe a reason for that.
What would that be?
I won't tell nothing.
So soon I will be rich, and these men will be lying in a hospital bed watching 30 seconds of a Flash cartoon, just thinking that it's on Nickelodeon.
Be ashamed of yourself. Turn this thing off. Play the end song. We didn't play the beginning thing. Just play the end thing.
Well, what if we play? Should we? Okay. Should we just play them both back to back like a double shot?
Fine. However you want to do it.
Let's do a double shot. A double shot Saturday.
Fine.
Or Tuesday. When do they do double shot?
I don't know what double shot is.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
If a stamp to us
That was a good one, I think. I mean, we got in under an hour and we played both songs.
Hey, that's only an hour?
Yep, it's not even an hour yet.
We still got time.
We got time. And I'm going to cut it off right at an hour.
What do you mean, right at an hour?
We have 15 seconds.
Are you cutting it off?
Yeah, I think we'll see if we can get it right at an hour. We never have like an exact hour.
All right.
I'm going to try to cut it off right at an hour.
3,
4, 5, 6, 7. We're counting the wrong way. 8, 9.